And away we go. Um, Jostling some stuff around with the streaming stuff, checking my levels because I want to be audible at a talking voice, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of screaming. Um, lot of screaming. Okay, there's a little screaming. There's gonna be a lot of screaming, and you all know if it's no shock to you, why the thumbnail is what it is. It is because everything that could not happen. That is loud. I apologize. I'm still trying to get the levels right so I can scream into a microphone without making your ears explode. Everything that is going wrong, that could go wrong, is going wrong for the worst thing to happen, which is the Savage Speeders winning another tournament. Because why not? Huh? Why not? Although, to be completely honest, this does bode well for this right here. This nice little video that is going to drop this weekend. It'll probably be done by today. It'll probably drop this afternoon, probably on Sunday, which will be kind of timely. Won't have any footage from today's qualifier or tomorrow's Grand Prix, but this is it. This is the rooting video. 28 teams. 28's a lot. But it's here, and it's somehow, some way, I'm just filling in the first little bit. There's gonna be music, and then I'm gonna have the graphics, and like we rolling. Also, if my layout looks a bit different, that is because Google Chrome crashed on my computer. I had to uninstall it, reinstall it. It still didn't work, so I am here rolling on Microsoft Edge, which is one of those browsers that I only opened because I clicked it on accident. But now it is my go-to, so that if that you're wondering what is all this on the right-hand side, I still do not know. So I don't know what that tells you about that, but here I am using Microsoft Edge to talk about the very real possibility of a fourth Speeders title. God. It's like it's a nightmare. Not only did everything that could go wrong for a couple of the teams who were leading the way, mind you. Three-way tie for the championship. Leading into today, you need a good showing to stay in it because all you have to do is really be better than the other two and you're the champion. And that did not happen for a couple of the teams. We're gonna get into that. But what did happen is a couple of the teams, because remember, we have 6 of them. 6 teams in championship contention. 2 of the top teams end up very poorly. Okay? Very poorly. But for the other 4, pretty alright standings. If something can happen with the Speeders, please God, let something bad happen to the Speeders. I don't know which God. I'm gonna choose them all. Every religion. One of them has to be right. One of them has to say, you know what? This guy. There's one guy's emotional investment to glass balls rolling down a track, a 30-second track, 15 times. I'm gonna listen to this guy. I'm gonna answer his prayer. What? Somebody better. Yeah, Mo Mary sweep. That's possible. That is possible, and we're gonna get all into that, cause here we are, race 10. Remember 3 months ago when this was all predicted? This is all foreshadowing. This was all teasers and trailers. This was a blurred out picture of what teams are competing that was solved in 10 minutes. This was 10 tracks that we go, ooh, have no idea what they're gonna look like. Some return of some old favorites, some new tracks, no idea what it's gonna look like, no idea what the racers' rosters were gonna be. And then we get the racers revealed and we go, Blue Eye? Blue Eye? And then we get these races. And then we get another one week after week. 10 weeks. We thought, oh my goodness, the end of June? The race is going to be on July 1st. That's so far away. And here we are. What a ride it has been. What a exciting season. Who could ask for more? Who could have predicted this 10 weeks ago? Yeah, stream's popping off already. I did stream in the Marble base. Oh, wait, where is this? I did stream in the Marble base, but that was just to scream and work on the thumbnail. Roldo. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Roldo is tonight's dealer. So man's at the card table. Which is, oh. Of course. Here I was thinking it was Hold'em, because Texas Hold'em, you get 2 cards in your hand, you get some cards on the river. I'm thinking maybe they didn't deal the river. This is Blackjack. Of course they're playing Blackjack. Alright. Nice visuals. We are rolling. And then we get the odds just for the overall championship. Yeah. Wow. So Speedy basically needs to win to take the overall championship. They didn't flash up the overall permutations, which, should I go into them now? Because it might be over. I'll go into them later. Because nothing... Yeah, that was a Pastel doing those graphics of the permutations. And they did account for who's starting where, if there are any bonus points for poll or whatever. Yeah, the odds were a nice touch. They are. I like when they do that, because with the overall championship is a lot harder, and I have no problems talking over Razzie because nothing good's gonna come from Razzie. I'm working on the rooting video, and I have to go back to the elimination race from last year because of course. Actually, Bumble had a very solid run. Didn't expect them to have one, but might as well give it your all. Yeah, really fast. Fastest of all of them. That was the fastest lap, fastest sector of the lap. That is insane. that Bumble had, and now we can go back to not caring about him. Even Chalk, don't really have to care about him. They did have an all right run, in that they make it to Q2, but we don't have to talk about him. So I watched the elimination race a lot. I've probably watched it 50 times now. To do all these clips of it, and Greg Woods was talking about the championship permutations with 4 teams, and it was confusing. Just hearing it, it's like this team needs this many points with this team doing poorly. If these teams win, then it's over. And it's like, wow, that is a lot to keep track of. If they did the permutations, like, this is an 11-minute video, it would probably be 11 minutes of explaining the permutations of what needs to happen for a certain team to win. So I'm glad that they just flashed up the overall championship, because that's way easier to look at. Who gave Bumble the right? Bumble did. Bumble's a solid competitor. They're just having some rough seasons. You remember Misty Mountain? Misty Mountain was a split in the timeline for MARBULA ONE. It was Cerulean and Bumble battling it out. And then Bumble gets stuck. Clutter gets stuck. Who was the pole sitter? They started in pole, get stuck in the safety marble lane. And they don't want to deploy the safety marble to free Clutter because, like, I see your problem, bud. That's your problem, bud. So, they get the red flag. Bumble and Clutter get shipped together. And then they just get tossed from the race because they missed half of the laps because they were stuck. And then Cerulean, who was running it, just drops and drops and drops. They were in first, and they dropped to, like, 8th. So Bumble's solid, right? That is actually not something I was asking. Who gave Bumble the right? I was looking at all these previous races, and I'm like, what's happening with Bumble? What's the deal? So is the no marble get stuck timeline better than this one? Yes. Yes, it is. Bolt. I need to go back to the individual championship standing to see who is the worst of the worst. Because I believe it's a battle between Bolt and Rizzy. And I think if Bolt does well, it's gonna be Rizzy, because Rizzy already raced their last race. Frost within all right time. Everyone's talking about how the Shining Swarm are just there, and it's a product of having these just 20 teams. 20 teams is a lot to keep track of. And even though they're the reigning silver medalist. And I had to cut a portion from the video because I called Team Galactic the silver medalist, and that was a whoopsie daisy. Shining Swarm is just flying under everyone's radar. They really are a team that exists, and they're actually pretty alright. But they just do not show up at all. That little chicane is gonna be an issue. People said I definitely jumped into this. Let me take a breather. Hi everybody, how you doing? Introduction 17 minutes into it. No time like the present. Gotta drink some water. I am going insane because everything is pointing to the Savage Speeders winning this season and possibly even this race. Now the Pinkies, they are here because they are the reigning champions. They should not be here. They are very bad at this. Pinky Winky was very bad at this. Rima ate a wall. Rima ate a wall and still didn't take 20th. That's how bad Pinky Winky ran this lap. You're making permutations for the blessed podium, says Madman? Please do. Because now that some teams are out the running, it is looking possible for that podium to happen at the very least. There's hometown hero to close out the first half. Really need them to do well for my bingo for the conclusion to Pride Month. End up right in the middle after the first half. Don't know where Roldo is, by the way. I have a feeling where he's gonna be. Only 19 teams in M1. Second race in a row where the Bumblebees show up in the final race. See, yeah, it's happening. It's happening. All right, Mallard with a very solid run. There's a split. This was a very long course, obviously. 30 seconds. And we really have been sort of spoiled by the accelerators and the bank turns that we like to see these marbles go zoomy. But when it is just their sheer determination and momentum, it is a lot tougher watch just because we got spoiled by those, if you want to call them gimmicks. I don't think they're gimmicks. But 30-second lap. A 30-second lap time. Thought we were going to have the 38-second lap. Knew that it was going to be very tough. But Rima still tried it. Don't know if Team Primary ran Arab this one instead of Rima, if it would have been a different outcome. But Rima needed a solid run, and they just didn't get it. So, here we are now with the final 6 teams. These are the teams who have a chance to win. A chance to get a top spot, to make your odds that much greater of winning this race and of winning MARBULA ONE Season 4. And it's Royal. Royal is an absolute GOAT. 4 times they have stepped onto the field. 3 of them, they end up with some hardware. Royal got the top spot off of that. Were they purple through all of them? They weren't purple through any of them. But they came through purple at the top spot. And then Mimo, on a day where they needed to do well, to keep the dream alive. The meme moment is upon us. It is not meme over. They needed They needed a strong everything. They needed a strong start. They needed a strong finish. They needed a strong position. They needed at least an appearance in Q2. Mimo came, saw, and conquered. And then Clementon. The Reclemption. A rotten start to the season. Tremendous back half. Getting some air in that chicane. Just about cementing a Q2 spot. Chalk is there somehow, some way. I do not know why the Chocolatiers are past Q1. I do not know why they are good. I do not know why someone is spamming Sav Mo Mary. I do not want these Savage Speeders anywhere near the final podium or even any podium. I don't want them. Sam, I don't want. No. Wrong team you're rooting for there. And I thought, oh, it's not gonna happen. So here's the square part. We talked about Casino Square. Everyone wanted a square shape, right? Now that's the square. That's the square right here. Had a thought. We'll write that down, talk about it after this. So, there it is. Okay, so Rima eats a wall. Man, this is a long track. Wow, this is a long track. So, Speedy, awful first leg. Thought it was going to happen. Thought they were going to drop. And, of course, they come in ninth. Basically cement. Not really cement. Because you have two of the top teams. You have two of the top teams. Two of the top racers. From the top teams. All you need to do. And of course I would have knocked Mimo out, which I'm not about. I am not about Mimo getting there. Could you imagine if Speedy stayed in but Mimo got knocked out of Q2? That would have been so much pain. It could have been worse for Q2. Could have been worse, but it could have gone a lot better for everyone not a fan of the Savage Speeders, which is a large number of the fan base, a very substantial amount of the fan base does not want the Speeders to win. But it could have gone worse. It could have been Cloudy knocks Mimo out, but not Speedy out. And then Speedy gets pulled. That could have been way worse. But for any team with a chance, right there, I thought we were going to have our 30-second lap. 38-second lap. I thought we were going to have our 38-second lap with how Rima ate that wall right there. That is the moment I knew that it was over for Team Primary winning M1. Ate it. All momentum. I thought they were going to stop. I thought they were going to stop on there. Is this the one that we had the DNF? Could this be? Could this be the track that we have a DNF on? Because we have that wall. There are going to be so many collisions. We do have the ramp that is similar to the ramp at Aquamarine. What happened to Yellup? Yellup is gone. And then Misty, last chance. Last chance. And it just does not happen. Red through the middle and the last leg. 19th and 17th for two of the top teams. They are in contention for the championship. tied for first. The Hazers have the outright tie break for any tie they may find themselves in, even if it's a tie. Even if it's a tie, the Hazers have the tie break over whomever they tie with. And then Rima. I don't know about you. I don't think Arab's eating that wall. Sorry, Rima. Rima's more likely to DNF than any of them because of that. So I want to pay attention because flashback to when Yellup went flying off, they immediately added a wall to this section because Yellup went donk, donk. And instead of going right or left, they split the difference, go up off this, hit the bottom, get enough momentum, jump over the railing. They immediately added the wall after that. We have the straightaway. We have the chicane. And then we have a wall here. And you can see it's some clear plexiglass, but there is a wall. What are they expecting to happen at that final turn? What do they expect to happen? Rima looks injured after that wall. We'll look. We will check the Twitter logs. See if Rima is going to get checked up on in the medical tent. That was not the case in this one, although if it did happen, that'd be a good moment for my bingo. All right. Q2 time. Misty mounting a comeback, lifts Speedy up that turn, making a pass and gets disqualified for unsportsmanlike behavior. I believe it. That'd work. I mean, we could definitely see some red flags off of this. I just noticed Royal losing that spot. One turn. Look at that. Not even the first turn. Watch Royal. Inside lane. Or is it outside? I can't tell. One bump right there. And they're in 5th. And then Speedy in 10th. And they're like, okay, I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it. I'm fine with it. But there are so many overtakes. Frost absolutely ran into the wall. Thought they were going to keep Speedy at bay. Ate that wall. Thought Speedy was going to take 10th. Hope they were going to take 10th. Hope they were at least not going to take pole because we cannot give it an inch. And unfortunately, a Q2 appearance is a mile for Speedy. And telling a team called the Speeders, a marble named Speedy, to not go fast is like telling a fish not to swim. It is just what they do. It is inevitable. It is sad for everyone who is not a Savage Speeders fan, which is just about everyone because, well, everyone has their own reasons. Final lap. Mallard there, Bumble there, Mimo there. Watch this pass. It happens, and oh boy does it happen. The fight for first is a tight one. The walls get eaten. Mallard loses a spot. Mimo says Noom, and then takes it to the straightaway. Bumble with a better straightaway. Thought it was going to be a Mimo pole, but 2 points to the cause when you need a strong performance, a strong showing. That is a me moment if I ever saw one. Let's hope it continues for the Co-Momary speed for the commemorative podium for me wearing a May dress with Madman on a live stream on a time which will be discussed after tomorrow, but might not be discussed at all depending on how this race goes, depending on how this podium shows up. He did say he was working on the permutations for a commemorative podium, because a commemorative podium is looking a lot better now that Team Primary is in 19th starting. Now that the Hazers are in 17th starting. Might have gotten that mixed and matched. No, I got that right. Rima's in 19th. Misty's in 17th. We have seen crazier things happen. We have seen Red Eye start from 20th, finish 3rd. One of the, I think, like the highest jump in positioning. I believe the record before that was 15th. There's 16 spots. Red Eye jumped 17 spots back at the old raceway. They are starting at 4th for the final race. And unfortunately for them, suffering from success, the cruel irony. They needed pole. They needed pole to get a three-peat in the individual championship. If you recall, when they flashed the standings for the top 4, they needed 28 points. That is pole position with the gold. That is what needed to happen. And that did not happen. Red Eye, 3 spots shy. So their individual championship is over. The Speeders team championship and Speedy's overall championship looking way better. Way better. So 15 laps, 30 seconds. That is 7 minutes and a voice crack. Let me drink some water. Yeah, red eye, dead eye. Red, well, I mean, still a solid season. They're not going to have an overall championship. It's not like Red Eye, dead number 3. Red number 3, way worse. Red Eye, way better, just couldn't get it done in a 3rd consecutive year. So, 15 laps at 30 seconds. That's 7 minutes, 31 seconds is what we're expecting based off of these times. And instead of doing any fancy math, I just added 15 seconds onto it. So the time to beat is 7 minutes, 46 seconds and a half. 46 and a half seconds is where the line is at. That's where I'm putting the line at least. Should be good. Do not know who's gonna win. Might put a Mimo. Eh? Might put a Mimo. They got +2 already. Let's do it. Let's have a meme moment happen. We thought it was meme over. Everyone thought it was meme over. Team Momo doesn't have a chance. Mimo doesn't have a chance. They've been running the table. Same thing. If you recall with the showdown, everyone's like, oh, dang, showdown. Mimo drowning. Team Momo gonna be on the outside looking in. They're gonna get relegated. Runs the table. They are, in fact, not relegated. So maybe a similar thing can happen here. Maybe they can run it back. Do not know how these finishes would shake up to a Momeri podium. But how it is shaking up with Team Momo. Whole lot of res, Pastel. Thank you. I'm loving it. Whoa, baby. How deep does it go? Let me count these pixels. We got them by the millions here. Loving it. So, Mimo wins. And they have a 2-point bonus. So here's the +2. So they need a podium spot. They need to be on the podium and have the Savage Speeders essentially not get any points. 5th to 16th is a tall task, especially for a marble called Speedy that is very speedy. But a win with Speedy dropping 3 spots, 4 spots to make it comfortable. This is very possible. This is extremely possible. Madman, do you have the permutations up? Do you have them anywhere? You can DM me. I want this math. Because these are numbers that I just cannot, period. Just literally cannot. My mind would collapse on itself like a black hole. As a black hole, actually. Because that is how matter and density work. Big brain. I got a big brain, not a dense brain. If we had a dense brain, be a black hole. Yeah, gotta factor in fastest lap. Not sure who would take fastest lap for this. So, if Mimo wins and Speedy takes 9th, just dropping 4 spots. 15 laps to drop 4 spots, it can happen. It is meme on, it is not meme over. That being said, with 3 teams tied for the lead, heading into the last qualifier round, the final weekend, having the championship leader by tiebreaker start in 17th, having a championship contender, 2nd place off of tiebreak, starting in 19th. And having the team that still has a chance to win because fun has been canceled, starting in 5th. Starting in 5th. Pains me to say it. Pains me. But congratulations to your MARBULA ONE Season 4 champion Savage Speeders. Let's can we actually hold your applause. Hold your applause. Let me just where we booing sounds 1 hour. Love it. 1 hour. Remind me to come back to that. That's going to get mileage with my channel. Congrats to your MARBULA ONE Season 4 champion, Team Momo. Okay, well, Madman is here with let me pin this. For the blessed podium, the Momeri podium, the He and I made dress stream playing. Don't know what we're going to be playing. don't even know what we're going to be doing because we still don't know if it's going to happen. But for that to happen, Cobalts must get gold or silver. Royal, starting in 7th. We've seen what Royal can do in 7th. 2 times now they've started in 10th, ended up on the overall podium. Royal has stepped on this course 4 times. Got hardware in the first 3, back-to-back golds and then a bronze. Could Royal do it? Must get a gold or silver. Team Momo must get gold, silver, or bronze. Team Primary must get more points than the Savage Speeders or the Hazers. And the Savage Speeders and the Hazers cannot get more than 4 points. So Savage Speeders and Hazers can finish in the bottom, which fits some of these. Yeah, so Savage Speeders gotta do worse than 8th. So Savage Speeders can take 9th. Primary and the Hazers are not. It's done. I think it's done. For them to run it back, this would be a tremendous climb from Rima and or Misty. For them to run it back, it is going to be a very tough thing to do. Wow. O-Rangers have it on lock. Or at least everyone has it on lock over the O-Rangers. However, the team that you needed to beat lost my train of thought because I'm looking at the overall standings from last week. Man, I have typed in the word permutation so many times. M1 standings with permutations. This was another. Yeah. Oh no, that's championship. There we go. So that's after round 8. Never mind. I'll find it later. Find it later. If any course was designed to create catch-up shenanigans, it was this course, so don't count out Rima and Misty. That is true, and that is a perfect segue into the thought that I thought about, and thought about thinking, and thought about saying out loud, but did not say it until the perfect moment, which is this moment when he just mentioned that. This track has so many spots where you can overtake. It's not just about eating this wall. It's not just the straightaway. It is the ramp and the straightaway. That is going to be a huge factor. We saw that with Bumble and Mimo with the shootout for pole in the final lap. That is where Bumble overtook to get that 3 points. But we're also seeing everywhere. This straightaway, this turn, these turns, this chicane. You think this is bad? This chicanery. Seen this turn 3. We saw the split, turn 4. Every inch of this track has the possibility for overtake. So you are correct, whoever said that. The chat is past everything. To not count out Misty or Rima. I should not count out Misty or Rima. That being said, they got a lot of climbing to do. But there are the possibility for traffic jams, for overtakes, for slowdowns. So many things happening. We saw what happened with Royal at the gate. Not even the first turn, the first inch. Got caught up right there, dropped 4 spots. So, it is a very technical course. It is any marbles to win, any marbles to lose. Speedy is going to dominate. They say Bumble won the qualifiers because they missed that chicane. Big if true. We can look back at this. Not doing anything yet. See, look at that. That turn is where Mallard lost out on the spot loss of all that momentum. Mimo Newman. Worst time for a camera change. Worst time to change angles on that. Don't even get to see a whole lot of that overtake. And then that nice overtake. And that is all she wrote. Here's that one chicane split. Yeah. That's clean. But is that turn, that wall is going to be rough? I could see a DNF happen this weekend, either at that wall or at this ramp. See a red flag. Mayhaps, may chance. But, oh boy. Bees need a good race to get into Season 5. No more Hornet Marbles? Could be possible. How low can Misty finish? We have the Permutations. So, essentially, you control your own destiny if you're Misty. Good luck climbing up 17 spots, 16 spots. But this is extremely possible. Where are they starting at? 17th? So they cannot, they literally have to start any better, or finish any better than this. Wow. So if they finish, if they get no points, they basically need the speeders and Team Primary to get no points. O-Rangers, Team Momo, Cobalt's worse than third on a good day. But Team Momo, I have to count, they are 2 ahead. So Team Momo is, or I guess Hazers are 2 behind Momo off of the point differential. So they need them off of the podium. So realistically, they could finish in 14th. 16th, excuse me. But if they finish, the speeders basically have this unlocked. Let's see the Savage speeders. Starting in 5th. Let's see if they end 5th. Hazers and Team Primary would have to finish worse than 6th. That's happening. And that's it. That's it. Team Primary Hazers finish where they're at. Savage Speeders, all they need is to get points. That's basically it. That's basically it, because as it stands, Team Primary and the Hazers are getting no points. Misty and Reem are getting no points. So all the Savage Speeders have to do is get points. That is all Speedy has to do. All they have to do is get points. God. It's over. It's over. Even if Speedy starts and ends 5th, even if they end 5th, good luck to Rima and Misty finishing better than 6th. Because it's over. It's over. Even with 2 spots, Mimo needs a win for the Speeders to not have a chance. So here is hoping that Mimo can pull it out. Holy crap. So O-Rangers need a win with Speeders doing worse than 6th, which is possible. With the Hazers and Team Primary doing worse than... I mean, that's happening. Let's be real here. That is happening. It is a miracle if the Hazers or Team Primary, if Rima or Misty finish in the top half tomorrow. And then that's it. That'd clinch. Because all they'd have to do is hope that Mimo and the Cobalts, if Mimo and Royal, but it's Royal. Royal, what's the hard Royal like? So Royal needs a win. It needs the Speeders to drop considerably. Speedy's not going to do that. It would be a cold day in hell if Speedy drops from 5th to 15th. But let me get my jacket just in case. Misty and Rima, they are there, right there. But to get on the podium, right, this is just for if they win. Momo podium could still happen. I'm saying now, it's either going to be Team Momo or the Savage Speeders winning it. Because literally, as it stands, all the Savage Speeders need to do is get points. They need to get points. But how many points do they need? Like 6. They need 6 points. And that would do it over Team Momo. Unless Momo gets second. So really, if Mimo wins it, that's it. Just about. Second. Okay, no. If Mimo wins and Speedy drops 5 spots. 4 spots. That's right, because it's starting with 2. So it's happening. It could happen. Man, I need these permutations because there's also the podium odds along with it. 2 weeks ago, the Hazers had a 90% chance of winning. After last week, it was a 30% chance. So it's happening. Podium odds are very nice. Looking very nice for the top teams. So let me put it on paper. Let me put it on paper. For the blessed podium, Cobalts must get a silver. Team Momo must get gold, silver, bronze. Team Primary must get more points than Savage Speeders, Hazers. Good luck getting more points than the Savage Speeders, but getting the more points than the Hazers. It definitely looked like a bad qual lap and not a bad race from Rima. A lot of walls to run into. So I'm saying 7 minutes, 46 and a half seconds. Let's have Mimo win. Let's have him hit the under. Mimo hitting the under because Mimo Elite. This is the me moment. And then, let's do Royal. Royal getting the silver. And then why not? Let's get Chalk. Because why not? Chalk getting the bronze. Let me at least acknowledge this once. If for any moment that the Chocolatiers do in fact exist. Fastest lap. Could be any of these. Let's give it to Frost. Fastest lap for Frost. Slowest lap. I never follow up on these. These slowest laps. Let's give it to Bolt. That's a safe bet. Alright. What are my minutes like? Talk about Speedy. Can't keep getting away with it. Rima and Misty laying eggs out there. Red Eye needing a pole to continue their bid for a third straight MVP. Does not happen. The me moment. The Royal Goat and the Bumble pole. Didn't really talk about the Bumble getting on pole. Congrats to Bumble getting on pole. Getting those 3 points that are handy dandy. Mimo though. Getting 2 points. And then Mallard starting in third. Mallard having 2 really strong showings. Had a strong showing at Electron Expressway. Almost got the 29-point weekend. We'll see if a 29-point weekend happens. We'll see if Hart somehow climbs 12 spots to get a win at their home track. Have not had host team wins, but we can cross off a 38-second qual lap which just about kills my bingo. If Bolt doesn't score a point, Bolt wins the Maid Bowl. Come on, Bolt! Come on, Bolt. Where they at? Oh god, I gotta go over to Microsoft Edge. Who goes over to Microsoft Edge? Bolt. They're there. All they gotta do is stay there. They're on pace to not get a single point. Maid Bowl. Maid Bowl. It's happening. It's happening. Because it's either Bolt or Rizzy. Because Rizzy's got the spot. And Bolt controls their own destiny. So, here we are with the bingo. No 38-second lap. Thought Rima was going to get it. Absolutely ate a wall. And still did not take slowest time. Because Pinky Winky just fumbled the bag that hard. Pinky should not be in M1. They shouldn't have even won the Marble League. Who gave him the right? And then Fenrir, rough stuff. Razzie and Bolt down there, rough stuff. Hart Rough stuff. HRT to end Pride Month in 13th. Heading into the last weekend, the last race on home turf. Photo finish hasn't happened. Greg Woods has not tested at any track. Marble injury, not yet. Do not think a 9.5 second win is going to happen. Although if it does happen, it's going to be Mimo because meme moment is upon us. Marble DNF hasn't happened. Wire-to-wire race hasn't happened. And then a new champion has not happened. Maybe it could happen. If Mimo's in second, maybe they take the lead on the first turn and never lose the lead. Maybe it could be Mo. Could it happen? Could the Como Mary podium happen? Could a bingo happen? That would be an absolute blessed podium, a blessed ending. The absolute worst thing that could happen is Speedy stays in 5th and then wins MARBULA ONE, wins the overall championship, or the individual championship. I do not have the permutations pulled up. I knew where they were. I did have them pulled up in preparation for this stream. But Chrome decided to die. So, GG, no re, I guess. But let me find it out. There is a nice graphic. It was Glitter. Let me just look up Glitter Nova. Is Glitter Nova on Reddit? Let me just look up Glitter Nova. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, they have not posted anything. Uh-oh. I don't know where it is. So someone's got to know where the nice, or was it not Glitter Nova? No, who was it? Who was it? Thought I knew who it was. But the graphic was the best. I might know where it is. Nope. All right, we cooking. Here we go. Individual. Oh. Actually, I don't know where it is. But someone's gonna give it. Or maybe I could just go back to the permutations after race 9. I'll do that. Or maybe I could just go back to the last race and just look at there. With all the points that need to happen. There we go. Red Eye cannot win. Let's go. Don't know what you have against Red Eye, but like, valid, understandable. Needed to turn the AC back on. I had it on fan mode. Needed to cool it down because it's hot, getting heated. It is summertime. July starts tomorrow. Momokai, you can DM me the post. If you could, that'd be much appreciated. Over these overall or the individual championship. Who needs how many points? Because it's basically Momo controlling their own destiny. Speedy needs 24 points. So they need a win. If they win, then that's MVM. And that's individual championship. And then Royal needs 11. And they're starting in 7th. What is the point breakdown again? Six gets you 12 points. So all Royal needs to do is move up 1 spot and they're MVM, assuming that Speedy doesn't also win, which please God, don't let Speedy win. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Thank you. We got it. So this is it. This is what I was talking about. This is these odds that I had pulled up because, like, this is the talking point, and then Chrome decided to just not work forever. It was a 90% chance after week 8, after race 8 at Electron Expressway, that the Hazers were going to win. If they won last week, they would have clinched. It was a 90% chance entering last week. Now entering this week, it is a 32% chance. It's a 90% chance to podium. That's a 10% chance they missed the podium. Did I do math wrong? Royal needs 9. Well, what are we at? Nah, you're right. Royal does need 9. So 9 points can... Yeah, Royal basically got it. As long as Royal can show up, even if they stay in the spot where they at, that's MVM. Unfortunately, I do not think a co-Momary podium can happen, and Momo takes the overall champion, or the individual championship. Because the only reason for a co-Momary podium to happen is if Royal wins, or gets a silver. And if Royal wins, or gets a silver, then they jump Momo in points. So sorry that the Momo MVM cannot happen. But let's be honest. Royal GOAT, back-to-back golds if they pull out a third or even a silver. They haven't had a silver. So if they can pull out a silver, that would be absolute hype. But for the fact that the top 3 marbles have 3 medals in their appearances, that is absolutely incredible. Cloudy accounting for both of the Hazers gold. The Hazers are really the Cloudies. Misty's there. Six gets 10 points. Team Momo now has 109 points. Yeah, because the graphics have been getting it wrong. 109 points. Just 2 behind the O-Rangers. And Team Primary's already on the podium. They have an 89% chance of making the overall podium. And all they really have to do is not be bad. Well, they can't really do anything. They just need Speedy to not win, to not take fifth, and that would drop the speeders off of the podium. All we need, 8% for Team Momo and the Cobalts to get on the podium. Don't even need to win. Sure, it could be Rima, maybe, doing just enough. But if Rima does just enough, and Mimo wins, and Royal does what Royal does, then that would drop them. I don't think Team Primary is going to win, but I do think the Mo Mary podium is happening. It's got to happen. I already placed the order for the maid dress. I can't send it back. They don't do, it's not like that. Can't send it back. They do not do returns. Already bought it. It's on its way. I think Team Primary can end up in third easy. I think Team Momo and the Cobalts can end up in first and second respectively. Just because it is the me moment in Royal GOAT. And I think the O-Rangers can have an alright race. Because no matter what they do with those permutations as they lie, they are going to get jumped by Team Momo, by the Cobalts. Especially if the Hazers and Team Primary lay an egg. If the Speeders lay an egg, please, if the Speeders lay an egg, that would be absolutely elite. But it is not looking good. It is not looking good for the Hazers holding on to a lead. It was an all but guaranteed 90% 2 weeks ago, down to a 32.29% chance. Hazers choking away a podium in the final couple of events. Who could imagine? Me moment, Royal GOAT and Team Primary has 2 brain cells this year. That's it. Okay. Got through all my minutes. Someone asked about thoughts about Wolfpack. Very bad. Very bad. That's all I gotta say. Okay. How about Momo? 100%. 100% to end up on the podium for MVM. Congrats to Momo. Did not give him enough praise and accolades for that. 59% chance. Of course, he got to answer to Royal. He got to answer to Speedy. Red Eye, it is over for them. And it is just about over for Rima to get on to the podium for MVM. Cloudy got toasted by Momo last week, so they are out of contention. And if it goes well for Royal and Speedy, they might drop off at the podium. God, imagine the Hazers choking 2 podiums at once. That is an absolute pro gamer move. Holy cow. That's, yeah, Nova Wolf did this. That's right. Alright, Glitter Nova's the Nova Wolf. Anyway. Absolute hype. So many things can still happen. So many things are not set in stone. But it's looking like we got the chisel down. I will be back here Monday. Don't know when. Because it is the 4th of July weekend, even though it's a Tuesday. A lot of places observe the Monday. Don't know how it's going to be on that Monday. But I will get some yelling in some way, shape, or form for the conclusion of the 4th edition of MARBULA ONE. Got through all my minutes, got through all my lung capacity, got through all of these numbers. All of these numbers. Thank you for the people who are better at the numbers than I for the input on these numbers, because this is a whole lot of numbers to number. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great weekend, although depending on how tomorrow goes, it might not be a good weekend for some. Thank you for tuning in. As always. Actually, can we just acknowledge the fact? There was no poll and no Grog Woods. No poll and no Grog Woods. Look at that. Don't know what that tells you about that, but that is something. Have fun out there. Have a good weekend. And as always, Waluigi gonna take us out. Take care. Bye-bye.